A very good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with John Kay and Louise Minchin.
Good morning. Our headlines today.
Glimpse of Sally in her Olympic sort of shrine a little bit earlier. We've got a real treat for you later on this morning. Two of Team GB's champions, Max Whitlock and Adam Peaty, are going to be here with us later. We've got plenty of time with them and they will answer your questions, as many as they possibly can as well.
Did I see some sporting equipment outside the office?
Yes, I have tried it. I've put a picture on social media. Have a look.
OK. It's a pommel horse for Max, so I'll look at Twitter right now. All that still to come this morning. It's going to be fun. 6 minutes past 6. Now, the world's largest ever report into climate change is going to be published later this morning, setting out the stark reality of the state of the planet and the need to cut emissions.
The landmark study by a group of UN researchers will be the most up-to-date assessment of the impact of global warming. Our environment analyst Roger Harrabin has more. I mean, is it that, that it will be reflected, the public vote? That's the thing, isn't it? They're probably, I don't know.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? There's
like,
X-factor
lots of people
public vote.
Specific people to be bonned. Does it actually make any difference?
Well, I bet the producers keep an eye on it.
Do you think they do?
Yeah,
well,
although I suspect
who knows?
Contract negotiations probably aren't. Maybe Lionel Messi could do it. He's free at the moment. He's looking for a new high-profile career. Look, I saw this picture on social media yesterday and I thought it was a joke.
So, just after 6:30, free taxis, pizzas, cinema tickets are just some of the incentives that the government hopes will encourage more young people to take up the offer of a coronavirus vaccine.
Yeah, the latest NHS figures show that around 30% of 18 to 29-year-olds in the UK are yet to have their first jab. Will those kind of incentives work? Our reporter Lakshmi Gopal has more on the BBC Today.
And right now it's time to catch up with the weather. All details morning again.
Wow.
That's lovely watching that, isn't it? I've watched so many hours of it. We've got a real treat for you this morning. Two of Team GB's champions. You may have caught a glimpse of him in the headlines. He's just outside. Max Whitlock is going to be here. Also Adam Peaty a little bit later as well.
So we've got a pommel horse for Max.
For the morning, yeah.
We need a pool, don't we?
Let's just fix that. I mean, we've already got the grotto, haven't we?
Sally's Magic Jubilee Grotto.
So much to talk about throughout the morning to do with all of that. So really looking forward to it.
Really looking forward to it. It's 4 minutes past 7. Well, in the home of the Olympics, the original historic home of the Olympics in Greece, it's a very different story. Wildfires continuing to rip through there, especially in the island of Avia, as the country experiences its worst heatwave in more than 3 decades. Yeah,
thousands of residents and tourists have been evacuated from the region, with the blazes showing no signs of subsiding. Let's get the latest from our correspondent Bethany Bell, who's on the island.
On the BBC Today.
In other news, almost all remaining COVID restrictions have been lifted in Scotland, meaning social distancing has been scrapped in most settings and hospitality venues can open at full capacity.
It also means that large entertainment venues like nightclubs are allowed to reopen.
Let's speak to our reporter Alexandra Mackenzie, who's at Buff Club. He makes it look so easy too. Absolutely wonderful. We'll hear a little bit more from him later as well. Across the nation, parents are saying, "Get off the sofa" to their children as they vault around the place. Luckily, though, we have some medical help on hand for him. Should nothing's going to go wrong with Max, obviously. But we're joined in a moment by a couple of specialists, because during the pandemic, ambulance crews on the front line have been dealing with a staggering number of calls, not just COVID, but other normal stuff as well. Unprecedented waiting times at A&E, and the personal fear, of course, for the staff that they could have to take COVID back with them to their families. In a year really like no other, some of these pressures faced by paramedics and control room staff have been captured on film for the latest series of the award-winning programme Ambulance, which returns to our screens this week. Let's have a look. This series of Ambulance returns to BBC One this Thursday night at 9 p.m. Don't miss it. And it's lovely to see you here. Thank you both very much. Watching BBC Breakfast, still to come in the programme, comedian Peter Kay. Have that shortly and bring you the latest news and weather, but for now the time just after 7:30. And it's time to get the weather with Carol. Very good morning. You are watching Breakfast with John Kay and Louise Minchin. Now, as we've been hearing this morning, almost all legal COVID restrictions in Scotland have been lifted from this morning, but the Health Secretary there is urging caution. Let's speak now